Good morning, everyone, and welcome to yet another Let's Try. Today on the docket, we don't have any fast food restaurant, we don't have any local boutique restaurant, we don't even have a ghost kitchen on DoorDash. What we have is my brother's homemade shrimp and scallop piccata with tortellini. So, what is piccata? Other than a word that I'm probably mispronouncing. I'm sorry, Italy, you have a beautiful language. It is a butter caper sauce. Actually, that could be French too. Um, and well, it's and my brother made some delicious pasta in it. He cooked some, he made it, and then he made tortellini and scallops and shrimp in it. Now, unfortunately, this delightful dish did suffer some setbacks coming to me. First off, my grandma ate all the scallops. I don't begrudge her. Scallops are delicious. Secondly, it was frozen. Because my brother was visiting last week, he was visiting my mom and grandma, and they live 40 minutes away from me. And that's a 40-minute drive that I was too tired to make because summer is really rough when you're a hotel worker, and I was very tired. But que sera, sera. We still have the shrimp, we still have the tortellini, and we still have the caper sauce. So let's give her a try. Now, I will say, my brother went to culinary school. So he does have a few advantages insofar as he's learned some of the classic French cookery, yada yada yada. That said, this is still a very good dish. Even if you don't need to. You don't need to be a culinary expert to make a good dish. And honestly, this kind of reminds me of one of my mom's shrimp scampi's. That doesn't say it's bad. And since I'm not recording a video where I talk about a figure I really like while I eat this in front of you, and you guys like to see me eat for some reason, I figure I'd regale you with what happened at Flemings over a month ago. So, my sister got her master's degree. My brother, it was his birthday. So we decided to go to Flemings. Now, in a just and fair world, I would have paid for dinner. But because this isn't a just and fair world, I wasted all my money on gas getting there. So my sister and brother fought over who would pay for the check. Both are in professions that pay very well, or better than my profession, let's put it like that. Let's just say old Royce got the kind of got the short end of the stick there, career-wise. It's no one's fault except mine. I can blame my upbringing or whatever, but I couldn't do college. It was too rough on me. Maybe I could do it now that I have treatment for my depression, but I don't know if I could do it with damn, that's good. With a full-time job. School used to be really easy for me. Then sometime around middle school, I fizzled out. It's the thing you hear 100 times. Gifted kids who were in advanced mathematics and who read at a much higher reading level end up just totally stalling and, burning out before they graduate high school. Anyway, this isn't technically about me. So let's go back to my brother. Fantastic buttery flavor. A lot of garlic and lemon. And the cheese-filled tortellini add a nice mild element. Anyway, Flemings. My brother managed to swipe the check. He claimed that he had put his card on file for dinner, which I didn't I didn't question for a second because I'd never been to Flemings, and my sister bought because, well, she's not really. She's a smart person, just, like, neither of us had ever made a reservation to a really fancy restaurant like that before. And what is from Flemings? It's like a really fancy steakhouse. A really fancy chain steakhouse. It's what Cheesecake Factory pretends to be. So we take my brother's car and get there in pretty good time. And I even brought my fancy shirt for it, okay? My white shirt that I used for my penguin costume last year. I actually got it off eBay. Look, it's hard to buy shirts in my size, okay? The fact that I could find a 8X for $30 is a godsend. And I even managed to get the grease paint off of it because I tried to use makeup to do the DeVito penguin. Didn't work. Anyway. So we get to the place and it's just it's later than I thought it was because, like, I don't know. They closed the doors behind us when we left. So we get there and hold on. Look, this is really good, okay? I'm trying to do two things here. Anyway, we get there and our waiter is lovely. He tells us what there is, what we can do, and even brings a wine menu. My brother orders a cocktail, and my sister orders I believe, sparkling wine. I being a bit of a teetotaler, order iced tea. And we order our meal. For our appetizer. Let's see. It was this delicious calamari with a sweet spicy glaze, and as well as some peppers, and the fried, and, like, it was practically candied. The glaze was so good. And then also this pork belly, something like that. That was also very good. I forget what the third thing was. Not fried asparagus. That was, might have been those two things. I'm drawing a blank here. And then, but anyway, for our main meal, my brother and I order the same thing: a boneless ribeye topped with steak, béarnaise sauce, and topped with lobster tail, béarnaise sauce, and just a hint of caviar. And then my sister orders a tomahawk steak. Oh, everything's dry aged, by the way. My sister orders a tomahawk steak that is Oscar, which is hollandaise crab and asparagus. And then for sides, they don't do like traditional sides where it's on the plate. They do these sides where you scoop it onto your plate. So you kind of order it for the table. We did bacon Brussels sprouts, which was delicious. We did roasted asparagus, which was also delicious. And we did, what was, oh yeah, cream spinach, which always fun. And that was how we did it. My brother finished his cocktail and, still feeling feisty, ordered 2 fingers of whiskey. Our meal came and it was divine. Melt in your mouth steak. Cooked to perfection. And like, I'm not normally like, oh, you must order your steak medium rare type of person. Like, I order my burgers well done. I don't trust any chicken or pork that has any hint of pink in it. I always prefer well cooked. So, when I say order your steak medium rare, I do mean it. Weirdly, I also enjoy sushi, which is, I don't know. For some reason, I like my chicken to be rubbery from how overcooked it is, and like my fish to be raw on vinegar rice. Sorry. Oh, here. You probably want an update on this. Halfway through. Am I going to eat it all in one sitting? Well, you know. So my phone's actually telling me to wrap it up, though, so I'll finish quickly. Oops, sorry. Suffice to say, everything was delicious. The only thing that wasn't bad was, or the only thing that was relatively meh was my. So the pork belly came with a bit of polenta, and it was the blandest thing you ever tasted. Which, granted, we had a very rich meal, but that's not the solution. Is to have something that's so unrich that it's, to have something so bland, it's like eating depressed grits. And then, you know how I said my brother drove there? He had a lot. Well, not a lot, but two cocktails is still plenty to me. And then when we were ready to go, he took my remaining iced tea, poured it into his whiskey, and shot it back. And then I said, "Joe, I'm pretty sure that's a sippin' whiskey." And he's like, "Yeah." But then he takes 2 steps outside. He's like, "Oh, that was a sippin' whiskey." Don't worry, cool heads prevailed, and the sober driver drove home. Anyway, I'm gonna give this a good home. I'm sorry I had to cut it short, but I forgot that deleting the old videos doesn't mean that they are doesn't actually make them go away. I have to clear my recycle bin too. Y'all have a good weekend. This is Royce Miller. I'm outie.